Hi everybody, welcome back to Chit Chat and Tea with Amanda Marie. Welcome to my new series, Choosing an Attitude of Gratitude. I hope that you guys will join me for this month-long series that I'm going to be doing for the whole month of November. Happy November, everybody. We are officially in the holiday season, the swing of the holiday season. Here we are. I love the holiday season personally. I know it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes especially with kids and expectations and with everything going on in the world, everything, the atmosphere out there. I know it's a different kind of year this year, but I want to encourage everybody to tune into these episodes that I'm going to be bringing you guys. I'm going to be learning a lot myself as I go along with you guys, because actually what I'm doing is I'm going to be reading this book. Let me show you this book. This book is called Choosing Gratitude. It is by Leigh DeMoss. I've already read some of it, and I'm going to be going along as I do this series. Is basically I'm going to be reading through this book, sharing with you guys things that I'm learning along the way. Sharing with you guys things that I'm learning, things that are really hitting home to me when it comes to the topic of gratitude and having an attitude of gratitude. So I chose to do this for myself for this month of November, and I wanted to just share it with anybody out there who is willing to listen or willing to partake in the knowledge that I'm going to get from this book. I've heard very good things about this book. It was highly recommended to me, and like I said, it's called Choosing Gratitude, Your Journey to Joy. Also, it's forwarded by a woman named Johnny Erickson Tata. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of her out there, but she's kind of the one that caught my eye, because she's a woman that I've always had great admiration for. She's actually I always have a struggle saying this word. Quadriplegic. Yes. She has been in a wheelchair, confined to a wheelchair since she was 18. And this happened in the 70s, I believe. She had a diving accident when she was 18, and that was it. After that, her whole life changed for the rest of her life. As you can imagine, she's still living, and she is really an inspirational woman, and she forwarded this book. So yeah, guys, I'm really hoping you're going to join me. Before I'm going to start today, 1st of November, with my first, I'm going to share with you guys some of the stuff that I've already read in here from the very first chapter of this book, which already I was highlighting like crazy, because I was like, wow, there's already so many gems in here that I want to share. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you guys another idea that I have for the month of November that I'm going to be incorporating in my home, that I was going to share with you guys, hoping maybe you guys would want to do it too. So I have put together what I am calling, if you guys can see that, I'm calling this, you can call it a thankful box, a grateful box, or, jar, grateful jar, thankful jar. This is one I threw together just to give you an example. You can throw this together yourself. I actually decoupaged. This is nothing fancy at all. That's why I took an old jar that I had, glass jar, literally printed out I am thankful, on my printer, and then just decoupaged it on this jar. you can do something like that, or I found this at the Dollar Tree. Okay, it's a little box, says blessed and thankful. It's a little box that you open up. It's cute, you know. I found that. Found this tray at the Dollar Tree. These stickers at the Dollar Tree that I just stuck on there to make it a little prettier. Found this little clipboard with this little paper pad on there. And literally, so what I want to do with this is basically, you know, I'm going to leave this in a spot in my house where, you know, people are a lot, like you can, in the kitchen, the dining room table, something like that, and leave it there for your family to have easy access to, and encourage your kids, your husband, whoever is living in your home with you, to write down something on this little pad of paper. You know, at least I would say, you know, every day would be great, but, you know, at least maybe twice a week from now until the end, you know, Thanksgiving, basically. And the idea is that you just get all those little papers in there, and then on Thanksgiving, you can sit down with your family when you guys sit down to eat or whenever, and share all the things that you wrote down that you guys were thankful for through that month. And you can leave them so that they're, you know, you can kind of like go through and guess, oh, I bet, you know, so-and-so said this, or this one said that. You guys can do it however you want. But I thought it was just a neat way to kind of try to bring the focus back on what we're supposed to be focusing on for Thanksgiving. And, you know, that encourage the kids to be a part of that, you know, your husband, your wife, whatever. So I'm going to be doing that in my home, and I'm encouraging you guys to give it a go too. That was one thing I wanted to share with you, so I hope you guys try that out. Again, Choosing Gratitude, Your Journey to Joy by Leigh DeMoss. So I'm just going to share with you guys a few tidbits, you know, a few things that I highlighted in here that really, I was like, you know, really hit me. And that's kind of the idea that I'm going to be doing through the month, is just kind of sharing with you guys. I think, you know, this is a very important topic. The whole idea of having an attitude of gratitude, I think that it is something not talked about enough. I mean, really, we shouldn't just be focusing on this for November. We should be focusing on this the rest of our lives. And it's something that some people struggle with more than others. And, you know, it's something that I think is the source of a lot of issues in people's lives and in the world on a whole. So I do think it's a very relevant topic, and I'm a little nervous actually, and I'm a little you know, I was a little hesitant to. I don't want you guys to think that I'm coming on this, you know, now because I have a YouTube channel or whatever, this platform, and trying to preach, or, you know, trying to come at anybody and present myself as some kind of a guru or something. That is not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm literally, this whole channel for me is all about sharing, just having a heart that I want to share with others. I want to bring joy to you guys. I want to bring a smile to your face, or I want to encourage you guys to try something maybe you've never tried, or, you know, just basically sharing with you guys what helps me in my life, you know, what things that bring me joy, things that I enjoy. And I know that not everybody's going to enjoy what I enjoy, obviously, but, you know, I'm hoping that I don't want to just keep it confined to like this, you know, oh, I love vintage stuff, so let me just only talk about vintage. No, I want to, there's, you know, we as humans, we are complex creatures, are we not? So, there's many facets of who I am, and things that bring me joy. And even in the learning process of life, I want to share things with you guys, just like I share them with my children and my husband and my family. And believe me, my kids watch my YouTube videos. So, and in a way, you know, I have some of my kids that I can't get them in a room and sit them down to listen to me sometimes. They're at that age. So, you know what? They might be like, oh, what's mom doing now on this YouTube channel? And, tune in. And, okay, so I have a lot of different reasons why I'm doing this. But mostly I'm doing it because I have a love for people and I want to share things with you guys. That's really my heart. So that's why I chose to do this with you guys. I'm going to read this book and I'm going to share it with you as I go along. So enough of me, blah, 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 blah. I tend to ramble. Especially when I'm kind of like, I'm freelancing it here. This isn't me on a written script. This is just me talking to you guys. Okay. So basically, she starts out, in this book talking about, like I mentioned to you, this woman, Joni, it's Joni, or I think she pronounces the name Johnny, Eckerson Tata. She kind of forwarded it and basically said, you know what, if I did not have an attitude of gratitude in my life, I don't know if I would even be alive right now, okay, because of her situation. And so, she, the first introduction is your invitation to transformation, okay? So one of the first things that really stuck out to me, she says, I've seen that if I'm not ceaselessly vigilant about rejecting ingratitude and choosing gratitude, I all too easily get sucked into the undertow of life in a fallen world. I start focusing on what I don't have that I want, or what I want that I don't have. My life starts to feel hard, wearisome, and overwhelming. And that really struck me because the biggest thing that stood out to me with that was when she said, if I'm not ceaselessly vigilant about rejecting ingratitude and choosing gratitude. In other words, it is a choice that we have to make every day. Every day we have to literally choose to be grateful, no matter what's happening. And she's saying if she doesn't do that, she gets sucked right back into, starting when you start focusing on, well, I wish I had this, and I wish I was this, and, I want this and that, and why it's not fair, and, feeling sorry for ourselves. And that was to me, that was very powerful, because being grateful, having an attitude of gratitude, it's so much more than, we all want to be polite, and we all want to teach our children to be polite. And of course that's a good thing to do, by saying thank you and things like this. But that's just like surface level, when you go deep inside your heart, it's like, do you really have a grateful heart? And that's kind of like the mirror that I'm kind of putting in front of my face right now. That's kind of the purpose of this book, in a way, is to really, really take a good look and, challenge ourselves, challenge our loved ones. Do we really walk around this life with a grateful heart the way that we should? And, I can so relate to that, you know what I mean? And when we do start, on that road of, I wish I had this and I wish I had that. And It's not fair. And comparing ourselves to other people and what other people have. And I'm not just talking about, financial, materialistic things here. I'm talking about whether it be in your relationships, or even spiritual things. What I'm talking about, all different levels of this. So that to me was really a powerful point, is that we need to be vigilant about making sure that we do have an attitude of gratitude on an every day of our lives kind of thing, because it's so easy to fall into ingratitude, because I think that honestly it comes a lot more naturally to us to be, you know, to have that ingratitude versus having gratitude. So she goes on to say, how a lack of gratitude manifests itself in fretting, complaining, and resenting, whether within the confines of our own thoughts, or worse yet, through venting these through thoughts to others. But in those moments when I have found myself gasping for air, feeling that I was going under, I have discovered that gratitude truly is my life preserver. That was really powerful too. Even in the most turbulent waters, choosing gratitude rescues me from myself and my runaway emotions. It buoys me onto the grace of God and keeps me from drowning in what otherwise would be my natural bent toward doubt, negativity, discouragement, and anxiety. Oh boy, can I relate to that? I'm telling you, I can so relate to that. I am one that I have always struggled with anxiety and all of those things, honestly. I mean, honestly, I've struggled with negativity, discouragement, anxiety, and I am finding that, like she said, her life preserver is gratitude. I can so relate to that. I have had days where I've been so discouraged for whatever reasons. We all have our reasons. We all have our issues. And I have had days where I literally was like, I had to literally force myself again. I didn't feel like it, okay? And my emotions didn't feel like doing this. I want to make that clear. My attitude didn't feel like this, but I had to force myself to be grateful, to focus on all of the things that I was grateful for. And again, like the old adage goes, like when we were kids, count your blessings, count your blessings. There are times when we have to sit down and we really honestly just have to sit there and do that. I have food in my stomach right now. I don't care what the most basic things. Okay. And you have to, it's almost, and I do this with my kids sometimes because, let me take a sip of tea. Sorry. This is Chit Chat and Tea with Amanda Marie. I have to drink tea, guys. I don't know if all of you guys know this. I have 6 kids. And that can be a bit overwhelming sometimes because, and God bless, people to have even more than that. But, yeah, so sometimes I feel like, I'm wearing, I'm, and I have all 6 of my children, and I am blessed that I have all 6 of my children with me in my home. Some are a lot older. I have grown children, and I have little ones, 3-year-old. So I have the spectrum of, many different things going on. Okay. And, some days I have to give out pep talks to several of them, you know, and one of the big things I always say is get perspective. Get perspective, because we can sit and start to feel sorry for ourselves and, oh, you know, this isn't going how I want it to go, and this isn't happening, and you know, I have these problems, and it's, I'm over, you know, I have overwhelming issues with this, and I mean, you know, I have to literally say, and a lot of times when I'm pep talking them, guess who else I'm pep talking? Myself. You know, I have to sit and tell them, listen, you need to get perspective. Didn't Sissy? Oh, here, honey. You want a little bit more? Here you go. Take this one. Okay? Sissy will open it for you. Okay, sweetie?
I know how to open it.
Oh, okay. Good job. You're a big girl. I forget. But yeah, like, you know, I have to tell them, like, listen, you know what? You got to get perspective. You know, you have so many things to be grateful for. You know, think of other people out there that have a lot worse issues. Get perspective, you know, because it's so easy for us to just get sucked into this hole of like, you know, like, you know, you don't see anything else. You don't see anybody else. You don't see that other people are suffering too. You know, so I know that we as human, we're so susceptible to that, you know, and literally choosing to be have gratitude, it's like a game changer. It just honestly is, guys. That's why this has been a very powerful thing for me. This has helped me immensely in my own life, and especially this past year, I really have felt set free from a lot of stuff that I've had issue with in my own heart and in my own life. And you know, that's why I kind of felt compelled to share this with you guys, because I felt like I've been kind of, and gratitude has been a main source of that key to freedom for me. So that's why I was really felt compelled and really felt drawn to really, I've just felt a push for me to share this with you guys. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, and that's maybe, you know, I'm hoping I'll get better with speaking like this. I feel like I ramble on too much and I repeat myself too much, and I know that's a problem I have. So I'm trying to get better with that. Just please bear with me and be patient. The next, I'm almost done sharing for today, guys. The next thing she says was, over time, choosing gratitude means choosing joy. And I love that. I love that, because who doesn't want joy? We all want joy. That, I mean, and not the superficial joy. We want real joy, you know? But that choice doesn't come without effort and intentionality. And if I could speak, that would be great. It's a choice that requires constantly renewing my mind and setting my heart on God and his gifts, and disciplining my tongue to speak the words that reflect his goodness and his grace, until a grateful spirit becomes my reflexive response to all of life. I love that. I want my spirit to, in other words, she's saying that you don't even have to think about it. You know, it's like exercise, it's like working out that muscle. Like, it gets stronger, it gets stronger, it gets stronger, to the point where, you know, your automatic response to life is going to be a response of gratefulness in every situation. In every situation, you're gonna, you know, and yes, in the good and the bad. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy on the onset that we're supposed to be grateful for bad stuff, but I'm telling you that it really, it works, and it makes sense. at the end of the day. If we could just see the big picture, it would make sense. And that a lot of that has, a lot of that has to do with faith. And I realize that everybody, that eventually will view this, or people that are watching this, not everybody has the same faith as I do, and that's fine. I want all different kinds of people to watch and listen to my YouTube channels. I mean, I love everybody, and that's okay. But I personally, I do have a faith. My faith is I am a Christian, so I do believe in a certain way, and I do believe that God has a way of working out the good and the bad. He works everything out. Even when we feel like bad stuff we're going through bad stuff and bad stuff is happening, He has a way of using that bad stuff to help us, and that's where the gratefulness comes in, because you can be grateful even in those bad times. And I've experienced that in my life. I can testify to that I've gone through stuff, and at the time I didn't understand it, and I didn't know why this was happening. But later, when you start to get those puzzle pieces together little by little, you do find out, wow, okay, I understand why I had to go through that, So, there's a couple more things. Here's a good one. To a significant degree, your emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, as well as the health and stability of your relationships with others, will be determined by your gratitude quotient. Yeah. Cultivating a thankful heart is a safeguard against becoming bitter, prickly. I like that. Prickly. I've never heard that one. And sour. A grateful child of God can't help but be a joyful, peaceful, radiant person. Yes. Yes, and yes, and yes. I don't want to be a bitter, even though I like the word prickly, I just like the way it sounds, but I don't want to be a bitter, prickly, sour person. You know what I mean? I don't. And, I'm 45 years old, so I'm not a spring chicken anymore, my friends. And the older I'm getting, the more I am honestly so wanting to stay sweet and kind. And if she's coming for more chocolate, I don't know what to tell her.
I want another one.
Ro,
What?
why don't you go find Amelia? Okay, honey? Go find Sissy. Oh, you found one more. Okay, that's the last one. Okay? Okay. The older I'm getting, the more, I was just saying, guys, I'm sorry, that I do not want to become an old, prickly, sour, bitter. I want to stay sweet and kind and tender and loving. I hate to say this, but I mean, I've seen a lot of people as they grow older, because life is hard, guys. Life is hard. The longer we live, the more trial you go through, the more experiences you have. A lot of people build those walls, and they get the walls get higher and higher and higher, and their hearts get harder and harder and harder, and they just become bitter people as they grow older, and I do not want to be that person at all. So I only want to become sweeter as life goes on. I want to become kinder as life goes on. The opposite, I guess, And Having a grateful heart is the key to that. Hi, honey. Gosh, everybody's coming to visit me. Having a grateful heart is the key to that. This is Elle, everybody, by the way. Having a grateful heart is key to that. You know, that is the key to maintaining and cultivating that you know, tenderness and kindness, and radiance, and joy and peace. Those are the things I desire. Those are the things I long for in my own life, in my children's lives, in my husband's life, in my family's life, in my friends, and my loved ones, and all of you guys out there. I want to spread that to others, and that is, this life is short, guys. I say this to my kids all the time. This life is too short to not have joy and not have peace. In the midst of whatever's going on. In the midst of whatever's going on, you know, whether it's in the world out there, and I don't even have to go there. You guys know all about that. We all do. Or whether something's going on in your own home, or something's going on in your own heart or in your own mind. The key is that focusing on that gratitude, you know. And again, start at the littlest things if you have to. You know, I have food in my stomach right now. I'm not hungry. I have shoes to wear. I have a toothbrush to brush my teeth. You know, really, honestly, if that's, start there, you know. So guys, I think that's all I'm going to share with you today. Again, guys, I encourage you to do this starting today. Today's November 1st. Starting today, I encourage you guys to set this up in your house somewhere. Like I said, I got all that stuff at the Dollar Tree. I'm sure, like I said, I threw this thing together. You know, I had this old jar, and you know, you don't even have to you can just grab a jar, or just anything, a bowl, and just write, you know, just tell the kids and whoever, hey guys, look, put a piece of paper and a pencil there. Every day, or, you know, at least whenever, you guys write some stuff down and put it in this bowl to what you're thankful for, and we're going to share it together on Thanksgiving. I think it's a great idea. The other thing I'm going to be doing, just to share with you all, is I am going to be doing keeping a journal for myself, where I'm going to be writing down at least 3 things every day, at least, if not more, of things I'm grateful for every day. So I'm going to be doing that personally, and I'm going to be reading this book, and I'm going to be sharing the book with you all. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope, again, I do not want to come off like I'm trying to preach at anybody, or, you know, oh, you know, she thinks she thinks she's so got it all together. I don't. Honestly, what I do have is a desire to learn and to grow and to be better, and to, you know, just open my heart and keep an open heart to learning and to growing and to being kind and loving. And I don't want a hardened heart. And again, I have nothing but love for all of you guys out there, whoever you are, I have nothing but love in my heart for all people. I you know, and I just, if something's going to help me, I want to share it with you guys. I want to share that with whoever will listen. So I hope you guys have a great day today. I hope you guys are doing, I always say this, but I'm going to say it again. I hope you guys are doing good out there, wherever you are. And till next time, guys. Oh, that's my cue, see? God bless.